And I think it looks pretty good. So there you go. That's the tub placement, the toilet replacement. And what I'm thinking, get my thumb out of the camera there. I'm still down, still grounded. The third week, got to go back in about a week, and hopefully they'll let me get rid of this harness. The shoulder seems to be working fine. It's a little uncomfortable sleeping at night, but everything seems to be going copacetic. So I just wanted to show the crew of Starboard Bow what's happening. And see over here in Dana Point, the Hornet is import. That's import for you non-swabbies. It means my vessel is in port and being updated. Got a bunch of things that I'm taking care of. Replaced the electrical cap over here. I took over and those of you that are familiar with the refrigerator panel, I replaced the igniter board and the circuit board. There's two differences. The igniter board itself is what, when you turn the heat on, when you turn the propane on, and then you go up to the switch that's up on the reefer to the, I put it in the LP, which means obviously gas. You can put it on automatic or gas. I put it in the LP. Once you put in the LP, the igniter board talks to the circuit board, and the circuit board tells the igniter board, go ahead and light the flame that's right there behind the panel there. And if you're keeping that clean, that flame should ignite, and then your refrigerator start cooling up. One of the most important things about this, guys, is make sure that that area is cleaned up. You could see, even in mine right there, you could see all the rust that's down there. I vacuum that out continuously. Now, the only way for me to fix that is to go up in here and take out that whole compressor area and replace it. But right now, as you can see, all those little chips in there, I usually clean that out every time I turn this thing on and get it underway. So we'll have to see. But that's one of the things I did. I placed the igniter board, and it's now it seems to be once I hit the LP and start it, it starts right up. But you have to give it time, guys, on the LP here. Once you turn on the gas, you got to wait for the gas to go through the lines, obviously, and get up into the get up through here and into the refrigerator thing. And I'd wait for that before I turned on the gas. Oops, I don't know why I locked that. That's my permit. For those of you unfamiliar with the Second Amendment, people ask me, why do you carry a gun? Well, I don't. It's my personal business. I didn't say I carried one. I didn't say I didn't carry one. But I just said I still have the Second Amendment as my permit to carry one if I wanted to. Okay, so back here. So what I do is, it's stinky. I'm doing a couple of things. I'll show you. Once I put it in gas, it will start clicking, ignite, and then turn on the gas and we're good. But what I do is I turn on the stove. I take all this crap because I'm working on it right now. Excuse the mess. But I'll turn on the stove first before I turn the LP on for the refrigerator, so I can confirm that all the gas is going through the lines. So here's a couple of things that I've done recently. I replaced all the panels on top, all those covers from the vents, and I painted them white. Took them down and painted them all white so they match each other. I'm doing a little other cleanup stuff while I'm in port, and I'm unable to get underway with the arm knocking me down a little bit. So I'm just kind of cleaning up and replacing. I replaced all these shutters. They're pretty easy, the same exact one, so it's nothing different. Just they come up and down with the pull of your hand, and I'll show you that in a little bit here. It's very simple. They go like that, and then they're down, right? And for them to go up, you sit there, you press this button, it clicks. Oop, should click. There it goes. and then they're up. And those are great. I've had them for 4 years. I only replaced them one time. And the great thing about it is Home Depot, I had them for 6 months, the last set on this one. And Home Depot replaced them for free. So thank you, Home Depot. You're a great scholar. But what else have I done? I put a new TV latch there, as you can see. This thing is good because I added it for a little longer extension so that I can bring the TV out now further, so that when I'm lying here in the old couch-a-rooney, this thing comes out really far, and I'm able to close off that back there. If somebody's up there sleeping, they don't have to worry about it. But it's just so much easier, that latch. This thing goes in and out, goes all over the place. Yeah, it's pretty good. TV, what they keep calling what they call it, but I just have it planted right into the side of the cabinets here, and I put a little, you can see a little bit of a 1x2, a 1x1 or whatever in the place between the cabinet and the TV extender. So now I'm able to slide that thing around a little better. I added a new fan cover for that one, and a new fan cover for that one. Not fan cover, but the fan itself, the actual unit. It's you don't have a good one there, even if it's cracked a little bit, it'll make a lot of noise, so that reduces it. So now I got all 3 vents cleaned up, replaced. So I got the vents cleaned up, replaced. I got the TV extender. I replaced all my lights, my LED lights. Some of them were pretty cheap LED lights. I don't know, for some reason they were, you get those real brown looking ones that I replaced with this new kind. I'll put a little link on the top, and they're just so much nicer. And now one of the big things I've done, I cleaned out, obviously I got a new toilet. Last time I was in port, it cost me about 100 and something for the toilet and 200 something for them to replace. I should have replaced it myself, but whatever. And then this is what I did. And I think it looks cool. Obviously you see the yellow, and I think it looks pretty good. So there you go. That's the tub placement. That's what it's doing. Okay, guys, so back to the bathtub. I got on my Samsung Note 8 that I'm using as the camera. It kept going on and off, and I finally realized when you hold the top of the camera, the volume up button on the Samsung 8, while I was holding like this with one hand, I was pressing the volume up button and it was turning off the video. So I don't know what you missed, but that's what the tub looks like. I think it looks. I just pressed it again. Sorry. So that's what the bathtub looks like. I think it looks great. This is a 94, but everything on this thing is pretty much brand new. It's taking this whole thing right here, the sink out, because I don't ever use the sink. So I'm going to take out that whole sink, put a little board between here and there, about that high, and I can just throw my storage and replace everything pretty much on it. So another thing I did is I replaced this panel right here. Those of you who saw me do another one, but I put a new monitor in there, and it tells me more information. I hooked up the battery, is the most important thing. See, it tells you the levels of the first 2 ones of the tanks. Then the fresh water tank is the middle one, then the LP, and then the battery, which is all charged. That's I'm just using my arm, and that didn't feel so good. So replace that monitor. That's another thing. This is the hot water heater. That's been working really good. I put a new switch in there, and this thing was causing, when I was turning on the hot water heater, it was clicking, but it wasn't igniting on the water thing. Even though it's a brand new hot water heater, it was the monitor that was loose in the back. Every time I was pulling out this drawer, I realized there was a line. One of the wires up here was pushing on the drawer, so I took the drawer out to see why that switch wasn't working, and I noticed that the positive line wire was hanging down, so I replaced that. And I just put a new switch in there because this one's a little better. The old switch wasn't as clear. Okay, so what we got? We got a new toilet. We got a new bathtub we're working on, getting that squared away. Got a new TV hanger up, or whatever the hell you call it. I replaced all the fans and the vents. And most importantly, You guys saw me. You guys saw me on the previous video, which is awesome. Is I replaced this thing. There you go, baby. How sweet is that? The AC, baby. And this AC is brand new. All right, starboard bow. Thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate the attention that I'm getting. I want to thank you all for watching. I got pretty much everything squared away on this Hornet, my little Class C 20-footer. There are a couple of other things that I'm working on, getting the couch redone. I'm going to replace all the couch, the foam, you know, the springs and everything. I'm going to make it so that's a little bit more accessible for a twin and a little wider, make it into like a full so that when I fold it down, I can use it instead of climbing up on top of the old the shelf there, which is totally comfortable. Don't get me wrong. It's totally comfortable. But everything else is pretty much done. I got the bathroom worked on. I got the generator working, the heater's working. Everything in this beautiful baby is up and running. It's my little studio on wheels, other than my little breakdown here with the shoulder. Hopefully in a couple of months, or a month I should say, when I get back from New York, I'm going to do some more hosting. Get up there in Washington, Oregon, maybe possibly Utah, Idaho. But right now, taking care of the ship, making sure it's ship shape, get it up and running. And again, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking. And please hit that bell so I can let you know whenever I have a new video going. Underway is the only way. See you guys later.